full time. Are we ready? Okay.
Yep. So I guess I'm gonna officially say good evening to everybody. Thanks for coming. My name is Ash Smith. I'm one of the events and fundraising chairman for Flex, and it's my privilege and pleasure officially to welcome everybody to our annual meeting. We have to say, I feel like I want to say thank you for coming, but it's more like thank you for logging in for these COVID times. Life is wild, and I'm glad that this group and everybody here is able to participate and share in our annual meeting together. The Flex Group Future Leaders and Entrepreneurs Exchange is a young professionals group in of the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce, and we represent the needs and interests of young professionals by positioning ourselves as leaders, entrepreneurs, and advocates for the sustainability of the Venango area through things like civic engagement, leadership development, and networking. Flex provides the Venango area young professionals with a setting to build relationships and develop professionally. The program that we have in Venango area here, it helps to cultivate these us as future leaders and provide us with opportunities to make connections and develop our careers so that we can help shape the future of the Venango area, which is, I think that's what we all strive for, is to live and be proud and take part in the place that we live. So as you can see on the screen, the meeting agenda list there are a few items on our annual meeting agenda that we are pleased to present to everyone that's attending. But before we get started, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to Casey McVeigh for moderating and leading us tonight for this annual meeting. Thank you, Casey. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. So I guess what I want to do is hand over the Zoom mic to Kat Thompson for our 2020 year in review. So go ahead and take it away, Kat.
Thank you so much, Ash. I appreciate that. So again, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm officially calling this meeting to order. We're starting off with our 2020 year in review, and again, another side note, we are recording this, so just so you're aware, we're recording the meeting portion of the events tonight. It's hard to start a summary of 2020 without giving any cliches. I'm going to try to avoid those, but obviously this year did not look like what we thought it would. We started off with a quarterly leadership meeting. Our leadership team has been doing these quarterly meetings for planning, and we started off with visioning. If you know Susan Williams with the chamber, you know she's all about visioning and the leadership class. So we did some visioning for our group, and we did see that our vision wasn't too far off. Obviously, it was a little bit different going through the year than what we thought when we did this. I believe it was in January, but we did stay parallel, at least, to our vision. And I really want to give a big kudos to our leadership team for their, pun intended, flexibility and being able to regroup and pivot to create a great year of events and activities that I'm going to be sharing with you. So thank you all to the leadership team for weathering this storm that's been 2020. Flex is made up of 3 committees. So you just heard from Ash, who's a co-chair of the events and fundraising. We also have membership committee, which is Laura. We have marketing and community partnerships with this, which is Tessa, and again, events and fundraising, co-chaired by Ash and Rachel. We encourage new members and existing members to get involved with our committees. Obviously, this year has been pretty different. We haven't had as much opportunity to get involved, but we do hope that you will join a committee, Typically we have committee meetings. We haven't had as many this year, and when we have had them, they've been a little more closed just because of the constraints that we've had. But please, if you're interested, ask any of us on leadership about the committees, and we'd love for you to get involved and join a committee and help with planning and brainstorming and sharing new ideas. But with our membership, we focus on growth as an organization, supporting members. Our marketing and community partnerships takes care of all our social media, which if you follow us on Facebook, you see how awesome that is. In preparation for this event, I was going back through Facebook, and there's so much content on there. We have member highlights and profiles, tips and advice, and all kinds of great content. So please connect with us online, and we have emails that go out, and all kinds of ways that we try to stay connected. And then also the other part of that, the community partnerships, is volunteering, giving back to the community. And this year we've actually entered into a partnership with the United Way. So we're hoping to do more service projects and things like that. So we will continue that throughout this year and hopefully again into next year. So that's something interesting as well. And then with our events and fundraising, when we put on events, most of them are made possible through our sponsors. Again, this year was a little bit different, but we still have had events this year with sponsorship from local businesses and organizations. We get a lot of support from the chamber and a lot of support from the community. So we in turn try to support others like local businesses. So you see the certificates that you got tonight, or with your packets, whenever you received your packets, we try to support local businesses and chamber members specifically, because we are and we exist through the chamber in Venango. And then also the Be Here initiative, we work with them as well. So we try to give back and support our community as they support us. But then with our events like tonight, it gives our members an opportunity to network with peers, with each other, and also with the community. So sometimes we have events where there's other community leaders, organizations involved. And so we have that as a big bonus. But a little of the business side of Flex, we also have a budget where each committee has a section of the budget that they have an active part in decision-making for spending of that. We will be approving our budget, voting on that in our December meeting for our 2021 budget. So we do try to operate like an official organization, and so just so you're aware of that as well. Another thing that we've done this year, I believe it's new, we've had, as I mentioned, quarterly leadership meetings where we get together as a leadership team and plan and work on development. And this year, obviously, we were focused on trying to keep everyone safe and healthy while also offering opportunities to connect, which has been much needed, I think, for many of us this year, as we might have felt a little bit isolated. We tried to provide opportunities for our members to connect with each other and to still feel like you're a part of a community, even if, you might, like me, working and living at home. So I think we've done a pretty good job with that, and we've been able to put on this wonderful calendar of events as I'm about to go through here. So we'll start just going through the list. We started off in January with dinner and a show. We had that on January 25th. It seems like a lifetime ago. Look at all these people not wearing masks so close to each other. But we went to dinner at Bella Cucina. And then we went to the Barrows Liberty Cabaret, which we saw a lot of our Flex members in the One Hit Wonder show. So it featured many of our members there. So we again like to support the community and support our members. So we got to see Casey was up there rocking pretty hard. So that was pretty cool as well. Then we had a coffee chat in February. We typically have many of these throughout the year and go to different local cafes. This one in February was at Spilling the Beans. And then in February, we also attended the Chamber Annual Dinner at Cross Creek. So part of your membership perks to Flex include sometimes we'll offer discounted tickets to community events. This one, you know, you get a steak dinner, so they charge you for that. So we were able to subsidize a number of tickets for members that wanted to join that event. So that is typically part of the membership. You know, we'll have discounted tickets to events like this one. You may see on our Facebook the hashtag Flex in the community as we join other groups and other activities, but go together as a group. We had in March, this was a new one, a yoga social. One of our members, Bobby Jones, started a yoga studio, and I always say it wrong, Trailasana. Did I do it right? Did I say it right? Nope. Trailsana. Nope.
Trailasana.
Trailasana. That's it. I know. It's after the yoga moves, right? Sorry about that. But yeah, so Bobby led us in yoga. We also had some healthy snacks from Core Goods, which is our member Ashley's business that she has. So that was a fun way to socialize in quite a bit a different way than I think we have before. Then in March, we had our last major in-person event right before everything kind of shut down on the 14th for St. Patrick's Day. We went to Grumpy Goat Distillery in Franklin and had a social where sometimes we just hang out. Sometimes it's professional and development, and sometimes we just hang out and have fun. And then that's when we started our virtual events. After that, we had 3 hangouts where we just got together after work and kind of looked at each other and said, "Are you okay? I don't know if I'm okay." And talked about different technologies that we were using with being at home, and shared some tips and advice and just connected. We had 2 of those in April and 1 in May. We also had a coffee chat virtually in May. And then we did 2 trivias virtually, like we're going to do tonight after the meeting is over. 1 in May and 1 in June, where we used the same platform we're about to use. And Casey and Matt were awesome for facilitating that. Then in June, we had a virtual speaker series. We had Frank Hyduke from SCORE and one of our members, Zachary Embry, who is a banker at Farmers National Bank. They talked to us about personal finances. Now, as you'll hear about a future event we have, you are able to watch these on our YouTube. We do have recordings of these. If you weren't able to attend and you're interested in watching that back, we have opportunities for that. We had one of our main events typically is Bike and Brew. This year, we were still able to have a version of that with our curbside Bike and Brew, where we sold tickets and had this event in August. We had our pickup on the 27th at the Venango Chamber. And anyone who bought a ticket got this awesome bag of local brews, and there was some other things in there, coupons and swag. So that was a great way we were able to still hold this event. And we also did raise over $2,000, which again, this is typically one of our biggest events that fundraises for our group. And we were still able to raise some money for that through the curbside event. Then in September, we had Flex Presents. Typically, we hold this event in the spring. We postponed it and then figured out we better go ahead and do this virtually. We had that on September 15th. And what we do for Flex Presents every year, this is another one of our biggest events typically. We ask the community to nominate young professionals that deserve recognition. And every year, it never ceases to amaze me the incredible young professionals we have in our area. This year, we had 13 nominees, and our very own Laura Ordaz was selected as our Young Professional of the Year. We put the criteria out to some chambers outside of our area to look at our nominees and choose a Young Professional of the Year. So Laura was selected as that, and you're going to hear from her in a moment. But then we also had the Oil City cleanup. Again, we talked a little bit about service and giving back to the community. So on September 19th, we joined the Oil City Main Street program to participate in the day of service for the Oil City Cleanup Day. We also had some volunteer opportunities for the Cranberry Festival that was later that same day. And I know Ashley was there passing out bags of activities for kids, and the chamber was there. So that was another opportunity to volunteer and give back to the community. And then the last event that we had was our 2-mile service project. And this was the first time we had that partnership with the United Way. The United Way has a site where you can register to sign up for volunteer programs. They track service hours, things like that. So we were able to track how many hours we accumulated for our service project. So that was great. And we painted a pavilion at 2-mile and had a great day, a nice time to give back to the community, be outside, enjoy the outdoors. So that was our last event that we had on October 3rd. So that is just a glimpse of our year. Again, it wasn't what we thought it would be, but we were still able to do a lot with, again, planning and pivoting and being creative and coming up with new ideas. We may be doing some of that again next year. So we really hope to have your engagement from all of our members, any ideas, things that you can contribute to our group. We're excited to hear from you and to go on to do great things next year. But the year isn't over. There's more to come. And as I said, Laura Ordaz is our Young Professional of the Year. So she's going to share a little bit about what's next. So turning it over to you, Laura.
Hi guys, I don't think I'm muted anymore. If you can't hear me, just wave me down. So I'm Laura Ordaz and I'm the membership committee chair. So Flex, along with most, if not all organizations, have had to either cancel, postpone, or move a lot of our activities to an online setting. But even with a much more quiet, we have had a wonderful year, but kind of toned down than what it usually is. And even with that much more quiet, we'll say quiet year, we still encourage and appreciate your participation. Next slide, please. Thank you. So since January 1 of this year, we have welcomed 15 enthusiastic new members, bringing our total to 142 active members, which is amazing. So I'd like to extend another warm welcome to all those new members on the call. And as we've done in the previous years, we would just like to offer free membership to anybody. I think everybody here is a member, but if anybody was not a member tonight, then we would be offering them a free membership. So in that case, you would let myself or Ashley Sheff or one of the somebody on leadership know if you'd be interested. Next slide, please. Thank you. So our next speaker series is going to take place on Tuesday, November 10th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. That's going to be over Zoom. We're going to be featuring Bill Moon from Gates and Burns Realty and John Stoner from Northwest Bank. And they're going to be talking to us about home ownership. So please register for that event, the Chamber's website. Also, the link for the registration can also be found. Yes, he's also the mayor of Oil City. But just register for that event, please. You can find that registration through the Chamber website, or you can go onto the Facebook page, the Flex Facebook page, and find that under the event details. The recording is also going to be made available on the Flex YouTube page. So we're going to be offering free headshots on Wednesday, November 11th at the Venango Chamber in Oil City. So that's only going to take about 5 or 10 minutes per person. So you can come anytime between 5 and 7 p.m. We ask that you do practice social distancing and you do wear a mask. And last but not least, we have our sweater contest and food drive that's going to take place in December. So rules are you take a photo in an ugly sweater holding items to donate, whether that's a canned good, rice, pasta, whatever, and email that photo to flex@venangochamber.org by December 11th, and then we'll be voting between December 14th and December 25th on Facebook. Those donations will go to the Shepherd's Green Food Pantry of St. John's Episcopal Church in Franklin. And the contest winner will receive a gift card to a local business. So I'm going to hand it off to Saxon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Laura. Hi again, my name is Saxon Doherty. I am the Vice President and Secretary for Flex in 2020. And of all the presenters tonight, I might have the most difficult job, which is going over the amendments of our bylaws, which we have none. So that's the conclusion of my slides. But if you needed to get a copy of our bylaws, which we aren't legally bound to, but you might want to peruse them just to see kind of the framework that we use as an organization, you can just reach out to one of us on leadership or at the chamber, and we'd be happy to share those with you. So now I'm going to go ahead and shoot it back to Ashley, who's going to talk about our nomination and election process.
Thanks, Saxon. So this year we had three positions open. We are re-electing 2 people for our leadership chair or leadership officers, and then our committee chairs, we had 3 opportunities. So the next slide here, we have a nomination committee who there's 4 people who put people forward, who talked to them, who got to know people, and that's how we decided who we think would be best for flex positions. So for our committee chair, our nominating committee has approved 3 candidates for the 2021 committee chairs. These include Lindsay King and Zoe Oakes, who are both here tonight. They will both be our co-chairs of the Events and Fundraising Committee. And then Sydney Hurdle is going to be our chair for the Marketing and Community Partnerships Committee. And then for our officers, again, oh yeah, cat's clapping. For our officers, the nominating committee makes a motion to approve the candidates for the 2021 President and VP Secretary. These are Kat Thompson for President, and then Saxon Doherty for VP and Secretary. So Kat and Saxon will both be serving a 2nd term. So this is this position we actually have to do vote on. So you can either raise your hand or unmute and talk, but for this, we make a motion to approve these candidates. Can I have a second from anyone?
I second.
Thank you, Casey. And then all in favor, either raise your hand or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thanks, everyone. Any opposed? And then any abstentions? Alrighty, the motion passes. Thank you to those new in leadership and those who are continuing leadership for Flex. And then I am going to pass it on to Tessa to make our closing remarks for tonight.
Hi, I'm Tessa Byam. I'm the outgoing Marketing and Community Partnerships Chair. I've been a little MIA the last couple months because, like I mentioned before, I'm currently on maternity leave, but that wraps up in the next couple weeks, and then I'll be back to full speed. I just wanted to thank everyone for joining us tonight, whether you're a longtime Flex member or someone who is brand new to Flex. Thank you for adapting to all these changes and for being here with us. We really appreciate it. And I want to invite you to stick around. We're going to do some Flex member highlights and then have some fun with trivia. So on to Flex member shoutouts.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel Stiller, and I'm the Events and Fundraising Committee Co-Chair. We're just going to take this time to do some our 4th annual highlight awards, which we called shout outs this year. First on our list is Alex Gunter. We're awarding you the Enthusiastic Newbie Award as a new member to join Flex. He's awarded this for reaching out and connecting with leadership. Bobby Jones, the Stretching Potential Award. We're very excited as she operates her newly established yoga studio in Oil City. Deanna Wolfgang, the Musical Lifeline Award. She's been a great source of positivity through musical therapy her musical therapy work this past year. Valerie Perry, Community Showcase Award, showcasing our community, which included providing technical support and online content for Flex. Deb Thompson, the Event Volunteer Award, making our lovely cup logos from her Cricut. Thank you, Deb. Casey McVeigh and Matthew Baytall, the Trivia Masters Award, for piloting and hosting Flex virtual trivia nights this past year. And then last but not least, Matt Slagle, our Pivotal Support Award, for bringing enthusiasm to meetings and serving on our nominating committee. So those were some that leadership put forward that we wanted to do shout outs for specifically, but at this time I'd like to open it up to any of you here in the attendance of the meeting if you'd like to do your own personal shout outs for people you've seen in the community that you want to recognize specifically.
So I'd like to give one just to Laura Ordaz. She joined our Franklin Civic Operetta Association Board of Directors in the recent past. She's been on for maybe less than a year now, and she's really making an impact there. She's even going to be painting a wall outside this Saturday that got graffitied near the building. So Laura, you're a rock star. Thank you.
I have one. I would like to shout out to Kat Thompson. I work a lot with her through my work at the chamber, and as Flex president this year, she's really been a great leader. She's done a lot, and she's always the one to ask me, like, what do you need? How can I help you? So thank you, Kat, for your leadership this year.
I'd like to shout out both Laura and Casey for your work on the Barrow Civic Drive-In and bringing the arts outdoors into the community this summer.
Absolutely.
I have a blanket one because I think that there's a lot of folks who throughout this year, and even not just 2020, but since our last meeting, and I don't know if anybody wants to utilize the hand raise or just raise your hand, but we've had a lot of members who have had promotions or gotten new jobs. So raise your hand, give a wave if you've got a promotion in this last year or have started a new position. I know there's a lot of you, so give a wave, and you guys aren't waving the ones that I see. One, I know there's some more. I'm trying to scroll through. There's another one. There's another one. We've got several folks who are waving there. Maybe drop it in the comments if you want, but we've had a lot of folks who throughout a crazy year like this have been taking on some new responsibilities with their jobs. So way to go, guys.
Yes, good job, all of you. Thank you. Well, I would like to do a personal one out to Ash Smith. It's been a pleasure working with you this past year, Ash, together on the events and fundraising committee. We were both co-chairs this past year. I know our year's not up, but it's been a pleasure working with you and collaborating with you over this past year. So thank you, Ash. Okay, so I think it's really important to acknowledge those around us and who work hard to make our community a better place. I would also like to especially thank Casey McVeigh and the whole events and fundraising committee for their hard work for tonight. This event tonight was brought to you through their hard work and dedication. So thank you very much for everything that you did, from the packets to the marketing. It's all come together very nicely. So thank you all for your hard work. So now at this time, I will declare the meeting adjourned. We're going to take a 5-minute break and then come back for trivia. Please make sure as you come back, have your device